All right, let us look at inconsistent system. An inconsistent system, you can solve an equation. You can use reduced row echelon form. Maybe you can just use an elimination. It's up to you for this one. But the difference is, you like it has instead, like this, just say like we have something like this. Okay, let me say, okay, here we're gonna have 0 instead of a leading entry, you see. So here we're supposed to have a leading entry, but we don't have a leading entry. Therefore, we call this thing as inconsistent system. We call this system as inconsistent because of this 0. If we had a 1 here, we were going to call it as a dependent system, and it's going to, you're going to call it, it has one solution. Yeah, well, all right, so let us go through an example of an inconsistent system. So we have like an example, we are given an example which is x plus 3z is equal to 3. This is a given equation, so let's write it in an argumented matrix. This is our argumented matrix. So let us solve this argumented matrix. We want it to be like, in fact, it's gonna tell us at the end of this thing if like this thing is an inconsistent system or a dependent system. All right, first of all we have to have a leading entry on the first row before you proceed with your thingy. So now we have 1, we're gonna take 1 as our leading entry. Then okay, now we want to change 2 to be equal to 0. So we're gonna have like an equation, we say like r3 minus 2r1 is equal to r3, because this one I cannot change it because already 0, because our thing is supposed to be like this if it's inconsistent. Okay, let's proceed. And then we have to solve this thing using this equation. So we're gonna have 1 1 1 2 0 1 negative 3 1. So 2, which is r3 minus r3 minus 2r1 is equal to r3. So on r3, on row 3 we have 2, so we're gonna say 2 minus 2 times 1, so it's going to be 0. Then we have 1 minus 2r1, r3 minus 2r1, which means it's gonna give us negative 1. And then 5 minus 2 times 1 is gonna be 3. 0 minus 2 times 2 is negative 4. All right, so now we want to make this one called to be 0 according to this thing. All right, so we're gonna say r3 plus r2 is equal to r3. Now we are following the leading entry. Now this one no longer our leading entry, because we have managed to change here this thing to be equal to 0. Now I want to change this one to equal to 0. This row, this column, we are just using columns now because our leading entry is this one, so we have to use this one. We have to make this one is our leading entry. We have to use this one leading entry to change this negative 1 to be 0. So what do you have to do? We have to say 1 plus negative 1 is going to give us negative 0. It's going to give us 0. So it's 1 1 1 2 0 1 negative 3 1 0 0 plus 0 0 negative 1 plus 1 0 3 minus 3 0 negative 4 plus 1 negative 3. Therefore I can say if this is an inconsistent system, because of this 0, because here we're supposed to have 1, but since this system is inconsistent, we're going to have 0. So it's how we can see if this thing is an inconsistent or it's a dependent.